Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's good afternoon, actually. And welcome to GSA's stream now for this first match, the Any Percent League Qualifier. Match between Davesterio and Flesh177. I am Troy Athens, and FC Racers will be joining me momentarily. For now, it is just me, though. I'm looking like, looks like they've started. I'm looking at the groups just for a second here. Looks like it is currently, this is the second game of this group, and Flesh has played a game and he has lost, but he has received 16 points since. Dave Stair is yet to play a game, so he's sitting at 0. Okay, so they are just starting out the prologue. Pretty standard stuff so far, just going through, and because Flesh is on playing on the Switch, they have agreed upon not skipping the cutscene, which is why you are seeing the cutscene currently. Also, I'm noticing it looks like Dave does not have his timer on, so we might need to notify him of that. He realized it as well. Cool. Well, then we're good. So starting out in Forsaken City, I don't really, unless we have some new people in chat, I won't really go over too much. But yeah, I'm just gonna generally keep it to the idea of seeing mistakes, or seeing that everyone's landing tricks so far. And yeah, it's doing so good, seeing the wall bounces and the hypers and everything that we need to see. Dave's managing to pull it off a bit cleaner so far. Oh, as I say that, taking a death, unfortunately, and Flesh is able to pull a little bit ahead. This is just, of course, Forsaken City, so it's not really going to be a big deal just yet. But Flesh is able to maintain a couple seconds of a lead right now. Of course, going by in-game timer as well. Right now, we are going to have things going on. Flesh not quite getting the wave dash there. Davesterio is going to actually switch, and we're going to get another lead change. Good to be seeing already, but yet again, more flubs coming out, and we're actually seeing problems on like the third to last screen here. And it could be either player who gets to the end of Chapter 1 first at this point. This is actually a pretty interesting Forsaken City. Davesterio is going to be the first one out of there with a 113, and Flesh shortly following with a, waiting for the timer to appear, 119 on Chapter 1. So, Davesterio about 5 seconds ahead of Flesh. And it's almost like they planned resyncing the timers, because they basically just did. Okay, moving through Chapter 2 here, old site. As Dave's continuing to keep the lead. Unfortunately, Flesh having a little bit of trouble as he is about to enter the battle line chase sequence. Gonna lose a bit more time behind Dave. Ooh, Flesh having a bit of trouble with the battle line chase right now. Dave is gonna be developing quite a lead here as we get through the last section of the battle line chase right now. Okay, Davesterio entering the wake section while Flesh is still making it through the final screen of the battle line chase sequence. Some fairly good wake movement coming out from Davesterio. Dave going to be finishing with the 3:54 file timer. And Flesh just entering a wake section now at 4 minutes. So it appears to be about a 30-second gap between the two players as we enter Chapter 3. Not sure. Sorry. A second, I remember what the name was. Of course I know. Actually gonna look up their PVs while we're just going through the start of Celestial Resort here. We're just kind of making our way through the hotel, getting some keys. Nothing too particularly difficult. Dave doing some fast strategies on that screen as I say that, and ooh, Flesh taking a death on the lobby screen. And yeah, so Flesh is at a 33-43, and Davesterio, I believe, I was aware that Davesterio had recently gotten a 32. So yeah, he's at 32-33. So about a minute difference in PBs between these two players. Davesterio currently moving through Big Mess. Flesh just a little bit behind. The gap has stayed about the same. Dave trying for some of the faster methods in Big Mess, not quite able to make it through, and is now starting off the box section. Flesh getting the final key before he enters that Big Mess screen. Some pretty good movement from Flesh there. A little bit slow, but honestly, still pretty good. Dave flubbing a little bit in the book section right now, while Flesh is moving through the boxes. As now Dave has now finished the boxes and moving on to the laundry, while Flesh is just starting out the books. Dave forced to do the death cycle of that room. That's actually a much, I honestly, like, the death cycle of that room is significantly harder than the entrance cycle. It is so much more annoying to deal with. Thankfully not a huge deal for Dave today. Finishing out Big Mess. Flesh still has one more section of Big Mess to deal with. Okay, Flesh also having to deal with the death cycle there. Davesterio currently approaching Demo Dash. There was no agreement on Demo Dash specifically, so it will be attempted, I assume. And yes, Dave is going for it. Good setup, able to get it in the first try, well done. Flesh finishing out Big Mess, while Dave is about to enter the Oshiro fight. Ooh, pushing a little bit of trouble with those keys. doing some good movement here. Okay, and Flesh approaching Demodash. We'll see if he decides to go for it or not. It does exist on Switch. It is, however, a strategy that does not allow you to do it, to use any sort of special inputs. Flesh able to do it on the first try, so well done from him, having to resort to using the classic method of, the manual inputs of Demodash. That's actually quite difficult to be able to do in your first try. Usually takes me a few attempts to do it using the manual setups. Davesterio has finished chapter 3 now. I did not quite get a good look at what the timer said there, so forgive me for not understanding the gap that they are currently at as Dave enters the Golden Ridge. Okay, so roughly like an 8:48, I would say. And finally, we got people in the chat. Thank you. Welcome. I was getting worried for a second that I would just be alone in this endeavor. Okay, so yeah, it's about a 40-second gap, I believe. Ooh, Davesterio trying to go for Archie, is able to go for it on the second try there. And so they're both now in the middle of Golden Ridge. And we got a lot of Davesterio, that Madeline emotes coming out. Ooh! Flesh trying to do some speed strats there. Let's see if Davesterio goes for the Ultra. Is successful with it. Nicely done. Able to get that Ultra on the auto-scroller skip. On one of the auto-scroller skips. And Flesh appearing to not be is going for Archie. I was actually not aware that you could go for Archie dashing from below. And I believe that I finally do have a co-commentator joining me today.
What's up, you guys? Hello.
Hey. Yes, I can.
Yeah, sorry about that, y'all. I had some work nonsense to deal with, but I'm here. What did I miss? Fill me in.
You missed some flubs actually. There was some trouble in chapter 1 and 2 actually. That eventually caused Flesh to fall very much behind, about a 40-second lead for Davesterio right now.
Oh wow, no. Well,
yeah.
I think that there's a lot of time to still run through this race, of course. Both these runners, I believe, their PBs are very close together, so...
Yes, I was talking about that, about a minute apart.
Yeah, so I was super excited to see these two going at it.
Both players moving through Golden Ridge. Davesterio dealing with the harsh wind now.
Yeah, as it is pointed out here, and I'm pretty sure you might have mentioned this too, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating everything, but Flesh actually playing on Nintendo Switch and Dave on PC. So, a few differences here and there, but as the chat's pointing out, Bug Shop is possible. I can vouch for that because I know I would do that during practice, but the rest of 5B just is not fun on the Switch.
I had not quite mentioned any. I was mentioning as we were getting to it, but both players did actually get Demo Dash on their first try.
Oh, nice.
Which is especially impressive for Flesh, given that he is forced to do it manually. I know I'm aware that you do it manually as well, but to get on your first try is still very impressive. Usually, when I do it manually, it takes me a few attempts before I can get through.
Yeah. Also, if I'm not mistaken, I think that the visual cue on the consoles is harder to see versus the
I'm not fully aware of that necessarily. I don't even own Celeste on the Switch, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a little different. It's like that on PC. You have that nice those two black pixels where you can just kind of line it up, and I think
right
for some reason they're just a little different on on PC, or I'm sorry, on the Switch. So, but it's glad that they both got it here. Flesh running into some problems in the ever infamous cliff face portion of Golden Ridge. And we got Dave just zooming through 5A right now.
Mm-hmm. Attempting for the yeet. Ooh! Gets the corner boost! Nicely done. Oh, I was just saying the corner boost wasn't, you know, I didn't want to get ahead of myself, but he did manage to pull off the full yeet. Good job, Dave. Flesh finishing out Chapter 4, entering 5A as well.
Dave's showing some excellent movement here. I think he's going to get a 117, maybe? That's still really impressive, yeah.
It's really good, yeah.
Just shy of low 118, so that's still pretty good.
Yeah. Probably would have been a 117 if he got to the skip cuts, if he got to the return to the map button a bit faster.
Yeah. Actually, that's another thing too. No, I totally forgot. On the console versions, they don't have the warp, the menu, or the menu wrap, I should say. So they actually have to go down. So
yeah, that was added in like one of the latest patches, which is a very convenient thing, I have to say. I love it.
Also, I want to point this out now, since we do know.
Nice. Wait, what? Okay, cool. Dave. He got the Bubs drop, but decided to kill himself kind of late there. I was very confused.
So did he know something to save some time there?
I don't know. Maybe. Either way, Flesh having some trouble here in 5A right now. Failed the yeet and was having trouble hitting that button there.
Oh no, dashing too early there. Let's try this one again. Able to get there in time though.
Yes.
So not too bad. I know the Japanese text makes the timer a little narrow for me, so. Yeah, I was going to mention, because we know now that the ability to play as Battling is going to be one of the variants.
I love that.
I want that variant to be allowed in Season 2.
I want it to be allowed, but the thing is, it requires you to turn on variance mode.
I mean, you have to. Oh, I guess yeah. Also, there's two things too, because you have to actually switch. You have to switch in game for it. So
yeah. It's in the variance menu.
I don't think anybody's gonna want to do that. I would want to.
It would definitely waste a couple seconds in prologue of menu navigation. But if someone wants to go through memorizing those inputs just for Battleline and do it really quickly, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'd be all for that. Someone's gonna do that.
Oh, absolutely. I can certainly see a few of the top runners learning that. Like,
yeah, just kind of get in there. Oh no, Flesh clipping those spikes there. Dave making his way through the section.
Yeah, the spike jump can be kind of annoying.
Yeah, one of the big things, you got to make sure that when you're going for that spike jump, you have to do a neutral. You cannot hold a directional input, or else you'll fly into those spikes. And just getting a little bit ahead of himself. But there we go.
Fine. Okay.
Oh. Dave finishing 5B now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we actually, there are a whole lot of Celeste matches today.
Yeah.
Altogether, it was 8, I think, but now it's, I think, 6 in total. Yeah,
what happened?
Unfortunately, we had a runner in Group C drop. So those 2 matches have been canceled today. But everybody else should be on board. Oh, Dave slamming head first into one of those blocks there. Able to recover, getting ready for leg skip here. Got a 1 attempt, 2 attempts. Flesh trying to fight off
3.
the Seeker. 3 and then opting out. Nice. I respect the play.
Not sure if Dave's aware of their lead or not.
Oh, this is gonna be kind of okay. He got it.
Yeah, both of them having some trouble. These are, this is some entering very difficult areas of the game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I have seen quite a few deaths in, in 5B, specifically the Gauntlet, which Flesh is yet to approach. He is yet to get there.
Yeah, he's about to enter
the next
now,
screen.
Though.
I believe I thought the Gauntlet was this screen, and yeah, this has caused a lot of deaths here in the qualifiers. So, making sure he gets through that.
Yeah, I mean, in season 1, we've seen all the top runners going for a specific, most optimized route, but that route, there's a lot of there's a lot of hard movement. So,
yeah.
There are people that have come up with their own, own ways of doing it, and even though it's not the fastest, what's real important with that room is you don't want to die. Oh, yeah. Flesh! Ah! I thought he had it.
I mean, like, honestly, the main way to just deal with Seekers is to know that they always will do the same thing if you do exactly the same movement. Which also means that you have to be pretty consistent, which is not easy for a human to do.
Yeah, especially with some of the stuff. I mean, that opening room with the reverse hyper into the second one, that is really hard. At least for me. I am really bad at reverse hypers. So I usually just have my own way, which you guys will see later today, actually. My strat, I would say, is the best way to put it is if I was playing Bingo Blackout, and I needed to kill Seekers, then yeah.
You kill all of them?
Basically, some of them, they
will
get
stun all of them, but yeah.
There's a lot of stun action going on. There's stun locking for real. You'll see.
Dave, Dave's currently approaching the old lady. We'll be there. They're pretty quickly. Flesh, not going for leg skip, respectable because it is much harder on the Switch.
Oh yeah, leg skip on. So with the console versions, we don't have that 3-pixel buffer that PC does. So leg skip is a pixel perfect trick.
Yeah, it is a 1 pixel.
Yeah, it's just like
wall bounce.
you have to nail that. And again, if you get it first try, you save 4 seconds. If you get it second try, you break even. So respect the play to just not even go for it and risk losing any more time. But nice adaptation there. Didn't get good old Kevin out there as far as he wanted to. Made some quick adjustments. As we got Dave getting ready for the battle and boost, and he's gonna nail that.
Nice.
Leg skip sounds a lot like Owless. I've had someone say that it kind of reminds them of Iceless in Mega Man X as well.
I can kind of see that stuff, yeah.
But I think that new tech that just kind of came out. It's not really new tech. But there's a new strat in one of the rooms in Golden Ridge that someone found. So I think the way that this story works, and I'm going to apologize if I mess this up, so please take my word with a grain of salt. But actually, it was inspired by Panga, as a matter of fact.
Are you talking about on the second auto-scroller room?
No. This is in, I gotta think. So, the room where we use the coyote frames to jump on those auto-scroller blocks? It's like, you come in, you go up, you quickly hyper and then jump off of that auto-scroller block that goes up, and then you go over. You know what I'm talking about?
You talking about the vertical wall bounce screen?
No, I got a better one. It's the first screen of Old Trail. There we go. That's the best way to put it.
I don't know the words. So which checkpoint is that?
The third checkpoint.
Third one.
So the screen has the screen has the berry where you have to leap out and grab the berry and then dash back in with the wind to collect it.
Yeah, it's the one with the wind that turns on and off, the vertical one.
No. Oh, it's hard to explain. I'll just try to find it quick.
Yeah,
I'll find
a better idea.
We're trying to play scruples or something.
Yeah, like you're talking to a guy. Yeah, we both run this game, but I do not run this game as much as you do. So I try to know every screen by, you know, that one with the thing and the dash block and stuff. But I usually fail.
Yeah, it's like I'm playing charades. But here I got it. I'm gonna throw it in chat. For everybody to see. For everybody to see.
As Dave is moving through this second to last battle line fight screen.
So as you can see, this was put by F Flush. But again, it was
Ooh, that's a. I think that was known for a while.
So like Pinga did it on his tactical playthrough, and while that was in there, one of the taskers found it and was like, oh, and then it was applied by the task, and then it turns out that it seems like it could be viable. But I know that as soon as that was dropped, there was I think maybe a second or two.
Wow.
But it's hard.
Yeah. Some things that I have seen that are, the second auto scroller skip, like I was talking about. There is a way to make it past the spike block now. Before I believe you do have to use the moving block, but it actually does allow you to get through it faster. And I'm not.
Oh
talking
yeah,
about,
yeah. Are you talking about Risky's strat or another one?
Not the one where like you just don't get the keys and like you just do like like an extended hyper above it, like just with good timing, because that essentially is the same amount of time. I've seen another thing. I don't know if you're familiar with what I'm talking about.
Well, I know that Risky CV had a skip that he did in that room, where you lined up the auto scroller block so that you would pull an ultra off, and then you're able to do it. But I know the task has an approach too. Also, Kirk, you're mentioning in chat it saves about 0.9 seconds, which still is a lot. I mean, a whole second. That's I mean, you want to put it in perspective. That's sub 2750. So it's one of those. It's one of those things. But so we got Dave here in 500, getting ready to ascend the mountain. I'm not 100% sure if he is on TV pace, but the times are pretty good right now. See, I'm not familiar with Dave's summit times as of late, so.
Right. I feel like, you know, with what would be like an IL record, yeah, he would be on pace for like a 31 if he was possible of pulling that off, if he was capable of pulling that off, but I don't know.
Not 100% sure. I know that he is. Both Dave and Flesh have been just grinding this game out and having some really good times here.
Yeah.
And like to put it in comparison, like the three of us, we were very close together with our times, about the mid 34 range, mid 35 range. So these two have been putting in work, doing their due diligences. And again, like I said, when I found out that
have you been putting in yours?
No, I will not fluff this out. I will not fluff this out. I am basically doing my final the day of with no research, and I'm just kind of winging it. So
Nice.
No, I've been no. To be fair, I have been practicing a little bit this week, mainly just to get the rust off. I will say, from the runs that I have been doing, at least in regards to my PB, I have been constantly ahead by 30 seconds in my PB coming out of Chapter 3. It's just the rest of the game that, you know...
I mean, understandable.
Problems. So...
Understandable. I mean, even Chapter 3 can cause some problems, so... Good on you to maintain it through Chapter 3, at least.
Yeah, the irony, too, is that I haven't even been practicing Resort at all. So, that's just like, oh, I'm actually saving a lot of time here. So I must have a really bad Resort in my TV. But, woo! Hold on!
Oh, yeah.
Fan out. Do it
Yeah.
again. Do it again. Do it again. Oh!
Yeah. One more time.
Come on, Dave. You gotta go for it.
The hard part about it, like, he got it the first try and was fine with it. The thing is, and he's explained it to me, because he picked that up from Aurora Dash, and he saw Aurora Dash attempted. I believe either he talked to Aurora Dash about it, or he figured it out himself, like a little bit, found tutorials or something. And he found it was like it's actually a pretty consistent setup to get through the to make that demo dash. It's just like the setup afterwards, of like once you get through the wall, that becomes difficult because you actually have to dash precisely afterwards in order to land on the platform afterwards. So he was able to do it on that first try there, but on the second try he got the demo but wasn't able to actually land on the platform.
So very impressive.
Yeah, it's still a crazy strat. I love that it is now being used. And I do also want to mention at one point, this is my only time I'm going to be commentating today actually, so yeah, I might as well mention it now. In the new patch that we have seen floating around, a few people have it. If anyone in chat is not aware of this, a few people were gifted the most recent patch, not with Chapter 9, mind you, just it's like a beta build that just has like all the stuff, and there is a change in 6B that could potentially allow 6B to be more viable. And
yeah, so like basically behind that, it's, you know, they just gave like the engine. Oh, Dave going for the safer strat here with the auto scroll, not getting it. But yeah, as Troy mentioned, it's just basically like engine stuff, and there's no actual quote unquote DLC content in there, so there's none of that.
yeah.
But and there is, you know, they mentioned they made some changes to. Actually, I think it was 5B and 6B, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And again,
Yes, there are a few changes to 5B as well, but not as nothing that's gonna actually save time in 5B. But there is one thing in 6B.
But
save time.
I think what's really important here, though, is you do have to take that with a grain of salt. Again, that's still being worked on.
Right.
Nothing is finalized. Anything can easily change and be reverted back to what it was before. So honestly, we just need to wait. But it's very exciting because it makes me feel like that it's getting ever so closer to finalizing and being available to us, and I cannot wait.
Yeah.
TGH made the joke that he said that Chapter 9 is going to come out while he is at ESA. So
that would be terrible for him.
I mean, no. You know,
I mean, I would love it just right now. Like, I don't care when it comes out, but I just mean like for TGH, I know, because he's like, well, I'd be wanting to practice all chapters, but instead I'd just be like, screw it, I'm playing Chapter 9 now.
actually, I think what he said, I think he said that if it comes out, that he's gonna have to do Chapter 9 and the all chapters run. which would be actually really, really exciting if it were to have happened, because I don't know, it's hard because, you know, he has given them an estimate, right? But if that comes into play, he has said that when Chapter 9 comes out, he's not doing any blind races, he's not doing anything of that sort. He is going to go through and play through casually, which I think everybody should.
So you're saying on stream he's gonna play Chapter 9 blind if it comes out during GSA?
I don't think it's gonna be possible because he would definitely go over estimate.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, so
it's
yeah,
100 screens. It's essentially the length of Summit. Like.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be possible. But I mean, you know, it would be great if that prediction was. It wouldn't be great for him because again, he'll be he'll be out of the country and doing GSA. But at the same time, that just means like it's super close. So,
yeah.
But no, I think every single person should play Chapter 9 casually first. Like, play through it. Don't do like I'm gonna do a blind race. No, just play through it once and experience everything that Matt and the company have offered us to bring.
There's lore. There's lore in this chapter that they have shown that. They have revealed that. They also revealed that there's, I believe, 4 tracks from Lena Rain in it.
Oh no! There's way more than that. there's 30 minutes worth of music that just in Chapter 9.
So yeah, Chapter 9 is an experience. Do not waste it.
Yeah, definitely. And also, people are mentioning in chat that it does bring every single iteration of Celeste on the same level. So
yeah, they will all be on the same patch.
So, yeah. So it'll be equal ground across the board, which should be great.
Meaning demo dashes, battle, demo dash will be fully in and not a problem. I mean, I know it's only in the Switch right now. Battle line boost won't crash the game potentially. Lake skip will be in every version. Those are pretty much the essential things that would matter.
Mm-hmm. It's an exciting time.
Yeah.
Right now. Alright, so we got Dave in 3000 here, coming across flag 13. Flesh now in 2500.
We're trying to thread the needle here.
And just running into a little bit of problems. And they got it that
there
time.
it is.
Dave also running into problems on flag 13, taking a death during this coin section.
One of the longest flags too.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so Dave does have a commanding lead right now. It's
Although taking a few deaths here.
Yeah, he does here and there. I'm gonna see if he's gonna take flag 10. He is gonna take it. He's safe. Very smart. Alright, Flesh now getting into 3000 himself. Oh, Dave running into the...
Yeah, trying to do some fast strats here on flag number 9. Of course, skipping flag 8 and then 7. Yeah, Flesh is now starting his final 30 flags. Just hit number 29. Here's that one person who's counting down. Oh, it's appreciated.
Huge shout outs to that.
And yeah, Dave will not be getting a PB. He has already passed it. I believe it was like a 32-30.
Still a very decent time here. Some kind of rough here. Looking like he's probably going to clock in at about a 10. Let's say a 10:27.
All right.
Let's see how close I am with that. He's going to probably get a 10:30.
Yep, we just passed your estimate.
Oh, we passed both of them. Ah, Dave!
Getting a 10:31. Proving you're wrong. 33:28.907 on that flat timer.
Still a very good time there.
Flesh shaking a death here at flag 17 now, as we turn our attention towards him.
Making it through again. Now, I'm not 100% sure if if Flesh is using a Switch Pro Controller or the Joy-Cons. I know,
I'm not aware.
A lot of people do, they're like, are you playing a keyboard? What controller do you use? I can tell you from my personal experience with playing on the Switch, I actually prefer the Joy-Cons over the Pro Controller because the Pro Controller's D-pad is, it's not Celeste friendly. I'll put it like that. It's still great for other games like Super Mario Maker 2 and any other platformers that don't really rely on the diagonals, but for Celeste it's not good in the sense that Celeste is a very intense game and it's very easy to just kind of if you're trying to do a forward dash, you can accidentally not get over in time, or if you're trying to just dash vertically, you can dash up right or up left. It's very precise.
The buttons for the D-pad, which aren't a D-pad, it's 4 buttons arranged in a plus.
Oh, when I see that one.
Part.
No, it is just a D-pad on the Pro Controller. Now for the Joy-Cons, it's actually better because it is those 4 buttons, so you know when you're pressing what. So
and they're all reasonably close together, where you actually can usually fit a thumb over one or two or all 4 of them, depending on how big your hand is.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And then also with the analog stick too, there's not as much pull on the Joy-Con, so the feather movement is actually, I feel, way more precise than using a Pro Controller, because it's you don't have as much pull as you do on the Super Pro Controller. Right,
although those joysticks can have some troubles. The lifespan of a Joy-Con is not very long, and they can cause you can get joystick drift and all that.
I mean, if you take care of your stuff, then you shouldn't have that problem. just saying.
No, that is.
I've had my Joy-Con since I
Look,
bought the Switch.
As
So
someone who knows plenty of SMO speedrunners, when you speedrun a game, it's kind of hard on the Switch. It's kind of hard to take care of it properly. You're gonna use it to death, and it's
Alright,
unavoidable.
you do got me there because I definitely have gone through like 4 DualShock 4 controllers for Celeste. So
Yeah. like speedrunning does quite a number to controllers.
yeah, I don't think but I mean, you know, they're not made with that intent, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, and it does appear we do have both players joining us in the call. Welcome.
Heyo.
Yo.
Hello.
Flesh, if you would be so kind as to show us the time in the epilogue. I actually don't remember what
I don't
we got
think, yeah, but
exactly.
I mean, you know,
35-10.
35-10.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Same amount of deaths as well, actually.
Oh wow, yeah.
35 exactly.
But you had one more strawberry.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what?
Flesh had one more strawberry than I did.
Flesh doesn't understand how he has 3 strawberries right
I
now.
guess I lose.
GG's to both of you guys.
Yeah.
I guess overall, how do you guys feel about the run overall?
Mine went okay. Chapter 1 was kind of bad. Chapter 6 and 7 were kind of bad, but like, I don't know. My 5 was really good for what I normally do. 3 was actually kind of decent as well. Like getting a sub 5 chapter 3 always feels good. But yeah, my 6 and 7 were really shaky. I don't even know why, because I wasn't really nervous. Well, I guess I'm nervous because I'm doing a race, but like I wasn't really like feeling nerves. I was just like choking stuff. So
As for Flesh, I do believe that like you had your problems pretty early. Actually, it caused caused quite a gap to develop after chapter 2.
Yeah, and like every race over this week, I had problems in the first 2 chapters and sometimes in the beginning of the 3rd chapter. And today was nothing different. Like I don't know, but I never got really a good chapter 2 or 1 in all 3 runs. But my late game has been a lot better than normally, and I'm quite happy with the performance today. Even though I lost, like this run is still better than my average, I would say. And my summit has been good, and I'm happy that I just got first try Bubs drop, even though my 5P was bad towards the end.
yo, congrats on that though. And also, you're pretty close to PB, right?
No, that's not like my first race was a PB, which was a 33-34.
Oh dang, dude.
Nice.
And yeah, the other 2 runs, like the run I had 2 days ago was a 35-27, and it's a 35-10. So all are better than average. So I'm just quite happy with the performance. I had not that much time to really get any better recently because of like some private life things that are going on. But I had a lot of fun during this GSA qualifier, though.
Yeah, it seems like a very common factor I'm seeing, like a common trend rather, throughout not just these qualifiers, but pretty much through all qualifiers. I'm not so much sure of SM64. I should watch this more often, and the interviews. There's been a lot of nerves coming out. I feel like a lot of people in qualifiers just aren't quite used to races or racing in such a serious setting, and it's causing definitely a lot more unpredictable stuff for players.
Yeah, I agree. When you're always on the spot, you know, it things are gonna happen when you're on the spot, of course, you know. So
Yeah.
All right, who do we have next? We have like 5 or 6 Celeste matches today, right?
Yeah, we have a ton of Celeste races because everybody needs to get that last run in.
Yeah.
FC, you got any more questions?
I think, well, I'm looking over the leaderboard right now, and I believe that Dave, I think with, because, oh no, wait, Archie Boy has yet to do any races today, is that correct?
This is the first race of the day.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like, he didn't do any prior this week, so like, I guess all of
No,
his
he
are
has. He has.
Oh, he has?
A couple.
Okay, because it's not updated.
I believe
on
at
the
least
leaderboard.
one.
All right, well,
He
then
did
I
one
will.
on. I'm looking.
Archie Boy
he did
raced
one on
me
7 on Thursday.
like
Oh yeah.
yeah,
All right, well, I will retract my question because I don't know how these standings are on the challenge.
I think it comes down to either Archie or who else is in our group.
Yeah.
Archie and
Programmatic.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They are also
Hopefully, I believe I
I
do
think-
see D whatever in chat there. Hopefully D whatever is keeping up, and we'll keep it updated throughout the day so we can get some good ideas of how the groups are panning out.
I don't
I'm
know if
sorry.
they two have
Sorry,
raced
Flash.
yet, but their PBs are 10 seconds apart from each other, as far as I know.
Oh,
very
really? Let's
Yeah.
go.
I think like Archie Boy PB'd like 3 or 4 days ago and is now 10 seconds ahead of Programmatic. Something like this. I saw earlier this week.
Okay.
But I don't know if they have raced yet. But I'm done for my races. That's the only thing I know.
Okay, yeah, I know. Yeah, I see D responding to me in chat. I'm just saying, a lot of groups. I feel like, I think at least one group, like all of their games are being played out today.
Yeah, that would be
it
Group C.
seems. Yeah,
Group,
so
Group C. Group C's. All their matches are being done today, so that's partly my fault. I will not deny that it's partly my fault because I'm really only available during the weekends because 1, Pacific Standard Time, 2, my work schedule. So that's how that kind of pans out. But again, huge shout out to GSC for being very compliant with that. Let me get those matches in. I'm seeing D whatever talking about season 3 is going to get hype. What's up with the Division 2 though for Celeste? What's up with that? What's that?
Anyway, but yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. You can always do !YT or YouTube in chat to see the YouTube channels if you missed any past races, or if you want to see some highlight videos or the rundown podcast thing that exists on both of those YouTube channels. Twitter for some cool stuff. Schedule if you want to see what's going on. Up next will be actually FC Racers is doing a race versus DeLuca.
Yeah,
that's coming up in like 10 minutes.
I should probably warm up.
Yeah, he's starting in about 10 minutes, dude.
That's fine. Don't worry. Also, too, as always, follow both the runners here. Flesh and Dave, fantastic entertainers, fantastic streamers, very positive community, and both of them are really positive too. So highly recommend.
UFC.
Aww,
Yeah, thank
aww.
Yeah, I do want to mention just in general, and just something for everyone's knowledge. The names that you see here that are displayed on the stream are pretty much always the exact person's name on Twitch. So if you just type that name into like the search bar on Twitch, you'll find our channels, all of us, and anyone that is racing on this channel.
All right, I'm actually gonna dip out because I see that DeLuca's already practicing. So
Yeah, so you gotta get on that, man.
I gotta get on that. So I'll catch you guys later.
All right, peace out, dude.